perspective. Hopefully you will find a shoe that fits your needs. And one thing's for sure, at least. What is up, fellow movers? Today I will review 4 minimalistic shoes from 4 different brands, namely the Vivobarefoot Primus Lite, the Groundies Tokio, the Wildling Tanuki, and the Feiyue shoe. So all of these brands have, except the Feiyue, has a bunch of different models. So I chose the model that I feel is most representative as a all-purpose movement shoe. A small heads up, I know that a lot of people in the movement scene is using these Feiyue shoes. They are super popular, but I just hate them. I really do not like them. And I'll let you know why in a few moments. This video is not sponsored, but I have received discount codes from Vivobarefoot, Groundies and Wildlings in case you want to buy some of these shoes, so you can check out the discount code in the description. Barefoot shoes has wide toe cases resembling the natural shape of the human foot. They are flexible so that you can do your thing with your feet and not be restricted by the shoe. And they have zero drop, meaning that the heel is not higher than the toe, so that you can move naturally in the shoes as if there were no shoes on you. To sum this up, take a look at this.
Natural strength, balance and mobility are being stolen from you, and it's happening right under your feet. The foot is the most advanced piece of technology to ever go into a shoe, but modern shoes reduce the role of the foot. If you don't use a muscle, it becomes smaller. Use it or lose it. When you remove cushioning from shoes and maximize flexibility, muscles grow stronger. Barefoot improves balance thanks to a greater surface area and more even weight distribution.
That was actually a movie from a Vivobarefoot campaign, and as I said, this video is not sponsored, but I really like how this video sort of sums up the idea of barefoot shoes in a very short amount of time. Let's start with ground feel and sole. Now, I've been using Vivo shoes for several years, and this particular model for over a year now, and I really enjoy them. I also like the sole. It's grippy and it's very thin, meaning you get a very good sensory feedback from the ground. If I were to point out anything, it's that it's kind of stiff in this direction, and for most people that doesn't matter that much, and for me it doesn't matter too much either, but in some cases I wish it sort of curled more when I was curling my feet this way. Otherwise it has a curved sole, which is very good, so that you don't twist your ankle that easily, and it mimics the foot very much when using it and stepping on it. The shoe uses Vivo's 3mm active lifestyle sole, and you really feel in touch with the ground when using this one. Feel basically everything you're stepping on, and to me that is a good thing. It means that you get a great sensory feedback and you are in total control of the environment. The Wildling shoes is a brand I have barely been able to test. I've only been testing this for a few weeks, but I really like them so far. I was really surprised, and their sole has a very interesting shape. There's no sole here, and I think that's because you are supposed to be able to curl and bend in all directions, and you can see that the sole is like super flexible in all kinds of directions. They also have like, I think it's 2.5mm sole, meaning there's basically nothing between you and the ground, and I really love that. I feel everything I'm stepping on, and the grip of the sole is pretty good too. I mean, it's pretty awesome actually. And the sole itself is made from 80% synthetic rubber, out of which 50 is from recycled materials, and the remaining 20% is cork. So, as I said, I haven't been testing them for too long, so I don't know too much about the durability of the sole. The sole feels amazing. It's nothing like I ever tried before. The Groundies shoes, or this particular model at least, has a pretty nice sole. It's 3mm thick, but it's a bit softer than the other shoes. I personally prefer hard soles. It means that I feel everything more accurately. But some people might prefer a softer sole, especially if you're new to the whole barefoot thing. But the thing is, even though you have a hard sole, you could soften them by inserting soles into the shoes. So I would recommend and generally prefer harder soles. But the soles are rounded on the edges, which is nice. And it's very flexible, the sole. It's more flexible than the Vivo shoe. And the grip is actually pretty good too. At least as far as I've tested. I haven't tested these too long either, so I don't know too much about the durability, but I'm guessing since they are quite soft, that they will wear out a tad quicker than the others. And then we have the popular Feiyue, and I just have to say no. Sorry guys. If you enjoy this shoe, feel free to comment in the comment section why you like it, and also if you really tested a lot of other shoes. But the soles on this one is super thick and super soft, sort of like stepping on pillows. I really don't like it. There is little sensory feedback from the ground, and they are kind of boat shaped, like in this way. It's super strange. You have a lot of weight on the middle of the shoe, and it sort of feels like you're wobbling on. So I really don't like this, and I know for a fact that this sole is not durable at all, and it wears out super quick. It doesn't matter if it's 35 euros when you have to buy a new pair of shoes every 3 months or so. Keep that in mind. It's also not very sustainable buying new shoes all the time, and it's definitely a lot of material in this lump of rubber, and I don't like them. It's still got like no drop, which is good. So it's not built up here in the heel. So it's better than most sports shoes that you would find from popular brands. So let's talk about the price, the ethics and the responsibility. And by ethics and responsibility, I'm thinking about how the shoes are produced and the material used, the sustainability and social responsibility taken by these manufacturers. So first up, let's talk about the Feiyue. The price is, I think, 35 euros in the European store. I think they're a tad cheaper in the US, so they're super cheap. But that's not necessarily a good thing, which I will get back to. I know for a fact that they are produced in China, and there's not really much information elsewise. I know for a fact they're using a hell of a lot of rubber, and I think the upper is cotton. But other than that, there's not much to find. The Wildling shoe is, as I already mentioned, made out of paper, and the sole is recycled rubber, synthetic rubber and cork. So they are really putting an effort into the sustainable production of their shoes, which I appreciate a lot. And there is not a lot of material in this either. So if they are durable, that's a very good thing. The price of this shoe is 83 euros, last I checked. So they are pretty cheap as well. They're actually the cheapest out of this bunch, except from the Feiyue. So it's definitely a good buy. The Wildling shoes are also produced and made in the EU, ensuring good working environments. And they do have a lot of environmental projects going on, which I really like in brands. Now the Groundies is made entirely out of synthetics. This is the Tokyo model. They have other models too, and they do focus a lot on sustainable production. Their shoes are made in Germany. Groundies as a company claims to be climate neutral, which is a very good thing. They are also quite a bit more expensive than the Wildlings, but not as expensive as the Vivobarefoot shoes. Vivobarefoot is constantly innovating regarding sustainable materials, and they produce rubber from harmful algae, for example, cleaning up rivers in production countries. And they use a lot of recycled materials in their shoes. And where they use leather shoes, they use wild hide leather, meaning not leather from farmed animals in cages. They have a lot of humanitarian projects. They ensure work ethics in their production countries, mainly in Vietnam, if I'm correct. But they also have quite some production in Africa, where they support local businesses with their handmade Soul of Africa line of shoes, which I enjoy, especially as a casual shoe, but this review is not about that. But the shoe is quite expensive. Shoes, the Primus Lite 3 costs, I think, 145 euros. So it's definitely the most expensive shoe out of these, but it's not that much more expensive compared to the Groundies. On the other hand though, I know for a fact that these are very durable. So where you in other cases might need to buy shoes every year, these have been worn a lot in 1 year and they're still totally intact, and there's not really much to tell that I've been using them for so much this last year. The last category is running, and the beautiful thing about barefoot shoes is that it doesn't matter. You could run in all barefoot shoes, so it's mostly about how well they breathe and how well they feel on the foot, because when you're running in a barefoot shoe, you should be running forefoot style or forefoot strike, and this is actually how we human is supposed to be running. But maybe I should make a video on that later. I don't know, but I do forefoot strike when I'm running, and it saved me from a runner's knee, but that's a totally different story. I like to be able to run with all of my shoes in case I don't want to bring several pairs of shoes when I'm going away traveling, or if I need to catch a bus or something. The Feiyue are shitty runners. I would never run in these. They are super unstable and they don't feel very good. The soles are squishy, we already talked about that. So for running, because they have zero drop, for me they would be better for running than a lot of modern shoes out there. These ones are surprisingly comfortable to run with. They are super minimal, so you will feel every small stone. If you're running on gravel, it's going to hurt your feet if you're not used to it. For running, it's more of an advanced shoe, barefoot shoe, I would say, but I really liked it for running. And the upper is super breathable. I didn't feel sweaty at all in my feet, and I have very sweaty feet. The Groundies are comfortable running in. The flat sole and the softer sole than these two shoes is what makes them not as good for me. So they have quite good friction and they're quite comfortable running in. I thought they would be more breathable because they look very breathable due to the upper. You can see how they're actually a bit more sweaty than these ones. The Vivobarefoot Primus Lite 2 is super nice. I've been running a lot with these and I really like them. They're super breathable. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but they breathe well. And they have a nice ground feel. I really like the sole, especially for running. Like I said, their soles are a bit stiffer than these two models, the Groundies and the Wildlings, but for running they feel very nice. To sum things up, my personal favorites are the Vivobarefoot Primus Lite and the Wildling Tanuki. The Tanuki is the lightest, most flexible, minimalistic shoe and is also the most affordable out of the ones that I would recommend. The Primus Lite is super durable. It's my favorite running shoe, as well as being a very good looking shoe to fit most occasions. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I tried to be as detailed as possible, and obviously it's a little bit subjective. Hopefully you will find a shoe that fits your needs. And one thing's for sure, at least, and it was not a great idea going out here before sunset with all of these mosquitoes. It's terrible. Anyways, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment which of these shoes is your favorite. Remember to check out the description if you want discount codes. So yeah, see you guys next time.